Hello, guys. I'm Shane Davis, 20-year comic book veteran. I'm here with Yanzi Lynn, and today we are talking about the ever-changing animation industry, I guess, is a little bit what we're going to talk about. And the animation industry, I do like animation, so I kind of keep up with it. It's a weird changing landscape because basically politics, basically who you should hire and diversity and inclusion, all of that stuff, the DEI stuff and now we're starting to see a quick pivot. And of course, there's a political change. Trump was elected president, but Disney pulls transgender storyline from Pixar, win or lose streaming series exclusive. And to me, this is a little bit interesting that they're shelving this one episode from this one series, and more interesting that it would just be one episode planted in a series that would promote transgender youth. And we've seen this and talked about this. I think on Coco Melon there was a little bit of a plant in there.
Ugh. Where isn't there a plant? Wasn't there like a non-binary transformer the other time we talked about?
Yes, Transformers, one of the last season's episodes for kids, mind you. Transformers specifically, I think Earthspark had a non-binary robot, which you would think like all robots are binary, but not in the Transformer universe. We have things like RC, Alita Prime, famous female Transformers, and male Transformers like Optimus Prime, Jazz, of course, Sideswipe. But there was a robot that questioned even having a gender and being non-binary, and this was being presented to kids. So this has been a thing, whether it's some sort of ESG funds or whatever, that the animation industry has been embracing almost to a point. They're baking it in on season one, whether it be one episode specific. We'll talk about that a little bit later, or if it's just a character planted in throughout the whole series that will debate the subject. So let's get into this specific situation.
There is going to be a Pixar streaming series, which is interesting because I never thought that Pixar actually do a TV show for Disney. I always thought they're considered a too high value studio to do something like that. But anyway, they're doing this softball team slice of life thing, I guess, about a co-ed middle school softball team named the Pickles, and each of the 8 episodes centered on the off the field life of a character and their point of view, whether it be a player, a parent, a coach, or an umpire. So they did say they will no longer include a transgender storyline in a later episode. So yeah, it could maybe not be a kid that is being transgender, but I don't think it's gonna be a parent. Whatever it is, the important thing here is Disney's reasoning, and that is when it comes to animated content for a younger audience, we recognize that many parents would prefer to discuss certain subjects with their children on their own terms and timeline. Very, very refreshing. What? One day mad about the whole "don't say gay" bill, and they're like, "Well, we'll say gay as much as we like."
Yeah. To me, this is weird for a couple of reasons because this is the first time, well, mainly this excuse, right? That this is basically they're saying parents first in this situation where a lot of people have been trying to get into the kids' heads and then do the mental gymnastics of once the idea takes plant in the kid's head that if the parent doesn't go along with said transition, they throw out suicide rates and stuff. Which I don't know is such a weird, grim tactic, especially at this age that they're trying to get in on this. I just don't think animation is a place for this. Okay, I don't think stories, I don't think comics is a place for this, and, Yanzi had brought this up months ago about a month ago, but this is, Devil Dinosaur. Now, this is a Marvel cartoon, a Marvel comic that was created by Jack Kirby. Originally, it was, Moon Boy and Devil Dinosaur, and this is based off of the revamped version, which is Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur. Now, this animation was, done by Lawrence Fishburne's company. Morpheus for Matrix. Not that that has anything to do with this, but this has always had kind of representation vibe to it. Now, I'm okay with that. But there was an episode, from my understanding here, that has leaked out that was pulled or not aired, and it has to do with, from what Yanzi told me, a transgender player, right, in a sport.
So there was an episode of Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur that was pulled from the second season. And according to them, it's because it's a case of, there's this all girls volleyball tournament. And on Moon Girl's team, there's a transgender captain. And the opposition coach is a big, bad, horrible white woman for daring to say, yeah, I don't want my girls playing against your transgender captain. Like, oh my god, so stunning and brave. Like, seriously, guys, you really agree that you should have a biological boy playing against an all-girl team? Like, how is that fair again? So they really go all on the rap, you see. You can see the nice LGBTQIA rainbow flag representation on the knee pads. You can see the team is very, very, very diverse. You have the tomboy, the hijabi wearing girl, and of course, I don't think any character here is white, but yeah. And yeah, so further on, you can see that this is one of the screenshots here that they actually use. Like, literally, for this, they used the transgender flag scheme, color scheme to paint the volleyball in. So just so you don't forget that she's transgender, y'all.
Right. Right. And in both cases, I want to point out a common story thread here, and that is transgender and sports. Okay, which have been a hot topic at the Olympics this past year. Boxing, we saw a biological male beat the crap out of women, and this is by design. This isn't a coincidence. And both episodes had to do with sports. Both episodes had a transitioning teen, and the idea here is that somebody can identify as another gender and then play against and in sports in a physical competition match against their opposite gender or a team of. And I don't know, this is just so weird because kids kind of need some sort of structure, right? Kids need some sort of rules. I mean, they need to know, I think, what male and female is. As a parent, I believe in that. I don't think this should be a gray area. I don't understand this, especially at this age. What the intent of this is, we could speculate what the true intent of this is. But it's weird with Pixar's statement that they think this should be a thing for parents to deal with when animation clearly doesn't think it is, because these episodes wouldn't even be made to begin with, and they wouldn't be pulled and they wouldn't be leaking out by the studio. You don't think this is for the parents. Animation, there's so many eyes, there's so many hands on it, there's so many levels to it, from storyboard, script to the actual drawing, any type of effects, editing, that there's just no way that this wasn't addressed in any of those stages, but now it's being pulled. And I have a theory behind that. A lot of people are thinking these are being pulled because of the upcoming administration. And I'm going to draw some parallels here, but with the smoking industry, cartoon characters like Joe Camel, or advertising hip, young, sexy people as smokers was kind of outlawed or regulated by the FDA to some extreme. So I don't know if the government, if the data is there that they have to actually regulate this, that maybe hormone therapy and stuff like this, or hormone treatments, whatever they're doing for minors, is bad for their health. And they're going to have to say you can't advertise this type of hormone blockers or hormone therapy to minors because of what the outcome is. And there's a reason that big companies are pulling away from this now. Is it
Well,
pending lawsuits that are in the horizon? I don't know.
there could be losses in the horizon because I understand that the UK Health Administration this year, I think in the past couple of months, they finally came out and said, yeah, we are not going to administer puberty blockers to teenagers anymore. They've basically found that there was no positive outcome to it. People are saying, oh, you transition them, you put puberty blockers on them, it improves their mental health, it reduces suicide rate. And guess what? Studies showed none of the positives you talked about, but there's some negatives, and we are not going to talk about it because some of it is medically gross, and I do not want to talk about it.
Right.
All right. But here's the interesting thing, though. The Disney statement for pulling this is apparently, we want to wait until the results of the election. So what Shane said is correct. They may be concerned that when you have a government like Trump's coming in and saying, yeah, we can start reevaluating some of these stuff, especially when you have someone like the Kennedy coming in and saying, we're going to look at the FDA and what they're saying you can and cannot do.
Right.
I think there's definitely going to be some question about, can we push the idea of puberty blockers, hormone therapy onto children and teenagers? Is it safe anymore? Can we be sued out of our pants for promoting all these things? Because guys, look, I hate to say it, but the fact is that there is a reason why we say kids need parents. And that's because you cannot trust children of a certain age to make decisions for themselves. And that's why you say they can't drink, they can't smoke, they can't get tattoos until a certain age for a very good reason.
Right. They're making potentially life-altering decisions, whether it be an addiction to nicotine that could stunt their growth at a certain age, or alcohol consumption, and all that could do to damage their organs. So, like, I don't know. It's a weird subject when you start to look at the broader scope of it. Is it hypocritical that they're allowed to take these treatments, but they're not allowed to do this, and this? Like, where is the structure behind these rules? I don't know. I can see the bigger corporation, the bigger company, of course, Disney, Pixar, animation, especially. If this comes down, it's going to come down the hardest to advertise to minors, just like with smoking, just like with, I mean, they killed characters like Joe Camel. They were gone. They were popular characters. Spud McKenzie. These things were popular at a time. So it doesn't matter how popular this is. The government can come in and they can say, no, that is actually physically bad for minors, and they're gone. So anyways, guys, if you will, hit like, subscribe, ring the bell for notification. Also, guys, we do have a crowdfunded campaign that's up over $250,000. Inglorious Rex 3, if you guys haven't heard of this, please go check it out. It is kaiju and boxing. If you love these two things, you'll absolutely love Inglorious Rex. Also, if you guys, you're like, well, I need to read it tomorrow, you can check out some preview pages on ingloriousrex.com, or you can buy a copy of Inglorious Rex 1, 2, or Starlight Cats, all ages book, Little Girl, Big Adventure. Go check it out. We have some copies on 9livescomics.com. They ship out next day. And I'll leave you guys with a trailer for Inglorious Rex 3, Fighting Spirit. Catch you guys again with another video.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie to you. Truth always hurts worse. Doing good till first, reverse, now you last. Blast of the past. It's cool though. Last card playing right. Uno. We never let up. Been down forever. Sick man, we fed up. Know that we tired. Wake up the beast that's been sleeping inside. It's time to ride. We ready to slide. Hard-headed, I will not listen. If you do not get it, that's your bad. Keep up in the sky like we see you feet up. Metal meets metal, it's no keeping up. Sniper division, it's no seeing us. This here is earned, ain't no hookups. So if you wanna eat, gotta cook up. Next level on the way, better look up. So if you wanna eat, gotta cook up. I'm ready. Can't kill my dreams, you ain't ready. I'm headed straight to the list with the legends.